We are back again with another video. I am on a roll with these YouTube videos at the moment, but now we're at 117 subscribers. 117, as I'm recording this, it's gone up by 17 in a day. Road to 1,000 subscribers is on. We are on for a road to 1,000 subs. I've set myself a target. 1,000 subs by the end of the year. By the end of 2024. I'm saying this now because I want the accountability to get me there, okay? Consistently posting reels, shorts on YouTube, innit? Consistently posting YouTube videos once to twice a week, making it a non-negotiable. And we're doing it, we're gonna make it happen. And I wanna show that anything can happen as long as you put your fucking mind to it, you put your nut to it. But yeah, in this video, we're gonna be going over something, a bit of a sensitive, sticky topic, and I want to say this. We are going to be talking about PEDs, let's get that straight, okay? But the one thing that I want to talk about at the back end of this video is the mistakes that I've made. This isn't glorifying PED use. This isn't saying, oh, PEDs are great, it's done this and that. No, they're not. There's side effects, there's things that you've got to do on a daily basis, there's money that you've got to spend on health supplements, and it's expensive. And it's one of those that I think I'm not going to claim to be an educator around this subject, but there are a lot of people that go into this and get into this, like I did initially, without any fucking clue in what they're doing. So, and they end up taking a little bit too much and they're causing themselves short-term harm and long-term potential harm as well. And it's not one of them that you should just delve into without knowing what you're doing. Get yourself a coach, get yourself someone that's willing to help, get yourself someone that actually knows and understands the compounds and how things work to keep you as healthy as possible. But the harsh reality is, it ain't healthy. Bodybuilding is not healthy. Unassisted bodybuilding is not healthy, but assisted bodybuilding is not healthy. But I feel like this video is going to be one of those what could backlash a little bit, but it could be useful for someone. And I feel like I'm also about making videos that I feel like are going to benefit someone, even if it does get a little bit of backlash. Because, like I said, I am not saying to do this. Do not do this. It is not worth it. If you do this, you are putting yourself at risk of long-term and short-term side effects, health risks that you will not want. And it's a ball ache to do on a frequent basis, and knowing how much to take, when to take, what are the actual side effects and things like that. So I'm going to go through in this video what my current stack is on this prep, what I am currently taking, 13 weeks out, what my updates are in terms of the current plan, because today was a check-in date and today we've had some changes to the food, so that's going to be good to go over. And yeah, the mistakes I've made in the past and things to look out for. Now, again, this is for those that are thinking about potentially doing it anyway. You're your own person, you are your own man, okay? If you decide to jump on, it is not my recommendation, so please bear that in mind. Please bear that in mind. This is perspective, this is my personal experience, and this is what I've experienced from my own usage and how it has affected me in the past and how it affects me now. So sit back, relax, and yeah, enjoy the video. Essentially, I've had my pre-workout meal now because we are going to be training today, and today is legs, so I'm looking forward to that. But the next one is going to be a bagel, 2 eggs, and 250 gram of egg white. So if you don't know where to get these from, by the way, egg whites are going to be one of your best friends on a diet, a great way to increase your protein intake, and just an overall useful tool to be able to utilize to volumize your meal a little bit without the additional fats. Get that straight from Amazon, or if you want an over expensive version of it, you could get yourself down to your local supermarkets, your Tesco's, your Morrison's, your Sainsbury's. You go to the fridge section and there should generally be some egg whites there in a little carton, but those egg whites are about £3.50. I go to a supplement shop and get that for about £4.99. Okay, to put it into perspective, the carton lasts me about 2 meals. This lasts me about 4. So it makes a fucking huge difference where you get it from. But Amazon, again, you can get it from there as well if you don't have a shop near you that sells it. But yeah, we're going to get into making meal 2. And then we are going to be getting ready to go train because, yeah, big leg session. Intro workout time. So we're just about to head off to the gym. Need to make the intro workout before we go. So intro at the moment, quite simple. Just EAAs, essential amino acids. This taste banging, flavoured strawberry laces. Don't mind this brand at all. There are other brands I've tried, like Innovafarm. They've got Innovafarm, which is like recovery EAAs. That's really good, but it's like 40 quid. This is like £24. So if you're looking for a cheap essential amino acids, get yourself with CMP. And then we're also making a cheeky little pre as well. So at the moment, the pre of choice every now and again, unless I buy one from the gym, is going to be Rise. This one right here, that one. So loaded pre cherry ring pop. The taste is good. It's got some like little bits in, which gives it a fancy look. So it's supposedly going to help with pump, energy, strength, and all that good shit like any pre-workout does. But yeah, it tastes good, does the job. Don't really give me too much of a come down either, which is nice. But it is fairly strong. If you're someone that is a little bit, I don't know, you can't handle your caffeine basically. Don't have it. Don't get it. Right. Whoa. Sun's gone in a little bit. I did put a vest on. Then sun decided to fuck off, so yeah, we're going to keep the jumper on for now. Better to have a little pump cover anyway. When we're doing legs, no need to get the arms out, no need to get the body out. Fucking no chance. Yeah. And I'm at that point where it's like, I'm not even that lean yet, but I just didn't really want to go out in a t-shirt because I was sweating my tits off. But now, it's just, the sun's gone. So yeah, we'll leave the jumper on for now. When I start sweating my tits off in the gym when I'm doing legs, then it might come off again. But yeah, let's leave it on, sink this pre, and jobs are good, and then we're going to get to the gym and crack on. When you go into the gym, you've got to put the tunes on that get you in the mood.
Legendary. Yo, I'd rather die than rap about things I didn't do.
She knows that I'm established.
Feds on my back.
Try to rate me for dumb shit.
Probably think I keep a bag
Bag of straps where my mum lives. So that's one type of song that I'd listen to before the gym. Before I set off to the gym. Yeah, that's one type of song that I listen to. But I listen to multiple genres. Yeah, I don't just listen to drill. I've got different moods.
Too warm, I think.
Yeah, the little breeze, proper UK summer this. Very nice.
That's it.
Get that weather like this, so you don't feel like we get weather like this that often. So when we do, got to make the fucking most of it.
No, exactly.
Yeah, Adam, how was the session?
Horrible.
Horrible.
My
Why?
quads feel like Rubik's cubes. It was not fun, but we've got to do what we've got to do.
So we didn't record the full session. Got a couple of clips on my phone, but basically seated leg curl, pretty standard session. Adductors, seated leg curl, leg extensions, pendulum, leg press, and then into some walking lunges, which we did record. Then I opened the car door, but yeah, what the fuck is going on? Bro, they're sitting in my car. This is mine. It's the same fucking car, but it's the... Oh, shit. Dickhead. Whoops. Looking good, bruv. It's not looking good. Yeah, my legs are fucked, but at the same time, I think I pulled something on the inside of my groin. Oh, that's going to be sore in the morning. I did the adductors, but put the weight a little bit too heavy or too early on, and then yeah, I just felt it go. It felt a little bit sensitive anyway, but I didn't warm up. I didn't warm up. Normally I spend about 5 or 10 minutes warming up, and this time I didn't. Yeah. Stupid idiot. Yeah, we're back. So, if you take anything away from this video before we get into the bit that you're probably here for with the title, warm up. Right, today was one of the days where I'm training with someone, so I just thought, oh yeah, we're just going to get straight into it today. I'm going to warm up using the adductor, with that being the first exercise. Normally that gets blood flow in the area, opens up my hips, and yeah, feels nice. But today they just felt a little bit tighter than usual. Should have spent a bit of time warming up, but you live and you learn. I do normally warm up a lot of the time, and I spend 5 to 10 minutes doing it. But yeah, sometimes I get a bit carried away when I'm training with someone. I don't know if anyone else is like that, but we are going to get into some of the updates. We're going to get into the updates with prep in terms of what's happening with food, training day food, rest day food, cardio, PEDs. And then I'm also going to talk about like what I said in the title and what it says in the title, which was mistakes I've made in the past with PEDs. If you've not got any competitive goals and you are just wanting to do a cycle and jump off, don't do it. It's not worth it, because it never just is one cycle. And if you've not got the education surrounding how to do it in a way where you're going to be able to manage your health as best as you can, or you don't have the finances or ain't willing to invest money into looking after yourself in terms of blood tests, in terms of health supplementation, or you don't even know what you're going to be looking for, and you're not willing to invest into a coach to be able to help you with that, then please do not do it. Please don't do it. Once you start, you will not stop. And the reason is down to the fact that it's a different feeling when you go on. It's a different feeling when you go on, but we're going to get into that anyway. But so current training day food is 215 protein, 300 carb, so not 275 carb, 300 carb and 30 fat. Rest day nutrition is currently 200 protein, 225 carb and 35 true fats. So that's obviously got changed this morning, mainly down to the fact that it was about a pound and 1.4 pounds down this week, which again is nice, but we want to push it a little bit further we want to make sure we don't stall. Cardio, 5 times a week, 30 minutes across the week. That's obviously got boxed off this week already, so I didn't need to do it today. But yeah, that's currently where cardio sits, and steps sitting between 12 and 15k. And then current PEDs, current things that I'm using: 300 testosterone, 400 masteron, 80 micrograms of clen, and that is it. 40 milligrams of telmisartan and 100 micrograms, so replacement dosage of T4 for the thyroid. So that's everything that I'm using right now. Now, let's get into the mistakes that I made. So, let's put the phone down for this one. So when I first started, I jumped on at the wrong time regardless. And I feel like there are a lot of issues that are derived from PD use in general, which is why it's not going to be worth it for 90% of people. To be honest, it's not worth it for anyone. If you can do it naturally, do it naturally. If you want to go down the competitive route and you want to try and be competitive in the unnatural scene, unnatural federations, or non-natty federations, then obviously it's a choice that you're going to make. You are an adult. If you're watching this, you are going to make your own choice at the end of the day. I'm making this video to kind of go over what I believe is my mistakes and what I know I made mistakes with, and what's obviously caused me issues, which still are about now and are present now, even though I manage things as best as I can. So when I did my first cycle was testosterone cypionate, which is a slow ester, which means it lasts longer in your system. 500 milligram a week over 2 shots. My skin was fucking dreadful. I'm quite acne prone anyway. As a kid, as a teenager, my skin was fucking dreadful. Acne on my back, like as a natural, my skin was awful. Yeah, because I've naturally got quite oily skin. It just made it worse, and starting off so high meant that my body just did not know how to react, and hormonal balance played a massive role. Obviously testosterone being a little bit too high, estrogen levels rising probably a little bit too high as well. Again, not even getting a blood test at that point as well, because I didn't necessarily have the money to do it at that point. So why did I jump on? Stupid idea. Another reason why it was a dumb time to be able to jump on. My diet wasn't there. I wasn't consistent with my diet. My training was good in terms of my consistency with training, but I wasn't utilising training as I should. Lifestyle was poor. Sleeping at random times, waking up at random times. Stress was quite high because I was at uni at that point as well. So I can't remember the exact date of when I started, but I know the first cycle was around 12 weeks. My skin by the end of it was fucked, to be honest. I've got pictures on my phone. I've not put them anywhere, ever. It was bad. And I'll be honest, it made me feel shit. It made me feel shit. The thing that I should have done, which smarter people would do if they did start and did decide to start, is start low. You do not need a lot to begin with. You need to assess your tolerance. And I needed to assess mine, and I didn't do that. I just went straight in, which is why my skin was terrible. It did no favours for me. I put on a little bit of size, but I also had acne on my chest, my stomach, my upper back, my shoulders, everywhere. It was horrible. So that was my first cycle, and that was my first experience. From that point onwards, I came off for a bit. I came off. And the plan was to go back on at some point. I just didn't know when. But then I did get the help of a coach. We did decide to go for a proper off-season. The issue with that was my lifestyle was a little bit poor still. My sleep again was poor. My dietary choices were poor to an extent. I weren't eating a lot of whole foods in my off-season, in my gaining phase. So my skin, again, did react quite badly. Even though there was a lot more control, we managed bloods. My food at the point was poor. My food at that point was poor, so I wasn't responding. So But I was saying that I was eating all the right foods consistently. The quality of the food really mattered. I was hitting the calories a lot of the time, but when it came to some days, I would skew the macros a little bit just to be able to fit the calories in. So again, food quality went down the drain. And again, that did have a massive effect. Not as bad, but it had a massive effect on my overall feeling, well-being, confidence, and skin. This time round, it's been 700 milligram total. The whole way, like whenever we've touched gear in the off season, when we've came off, we've just dropped to TRT, 150 milligram, which for me is probably just sitting just above that natural range. And then now we're going into prep, we've just gone back to 700 and what we know works. Any more than 300 for me, that's when I start to see side effects, because there is only going to be so much testosterone that your body can tolerate. And yeah, that's pretty much what I've done, the mistakes I made, and why I know for a fact I started at the wrong time in the first place. This isn't to glorify anything. I'm not an educator around this shit. I'm not trying to educate people on this shit at the moment. I feel like I need to know. I know a lot more. I need to know a lot more, and I want to know a lot more, which is why I'm learning all the time regarding this, because it is something that interests me a lot. Because like I said, this is a lifelong choice, and this can cause lifelong issues, which I've accepted. You need to do it smart if you are going to decide to do it, if you ever do decide to do it, and you need to do it for the right reasons. You need to do it because you have thought about it for a while. You've looked through all the side effects. You've accepted some of the risks. And the risk to reward is there for you. If the risk to reward is not there for you, do not touch it. Do not go anywhere near it, because it can be a pain in the arse. It can be a pain in the arse. But yeah, that's hopefully been a bit of an insightful video. This has been an insightful video, I hope it has. I've always debated doing a video like this, but then in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, because I've touched on PEDs in my videos, I've touched on what I'm taking, but I've never touched on what I've taken in the past and my mistakes. I didn't want to necessarily direct a video going over a sensitive topic, because it is a bit of a taboo subject, even though it's not as taboo anymore because more people are honest about it. It's still one of them where it's like, if I'm talking about it, I don't want to feel like I'm swaying anyone, because that's not the goal. That's not the goal. It's just to make people realise that it's not as easy as just grabbing some testosterone and just injecting yourself. It's not. There is a lot more to it than that, and it's a lot more expensive than people think. And if you're not willing to look after yourself, you're not willing to look after your health, you're not willing to do things in a sensible way, and you just want a quick fix to be able to grow some muscle quickly, expect some side effects and expect some issues that could be lifelong. And if you are quite prone to things like acne, gynecomastia, which is like fat around the nipple, or breast tissue developing around the nipple, if you are potentially prone to some of that, expect it to be increased, or expect that potential to be increased if you do start to take and you don't manage things well enough. Also hair loss as well. I've not experienced that at the moment, but I do think with my genetics I should maintain a decent level of hair, hopefully. Know that there is a lot of misinformation out there, and I want to clear it up that this is not a short-term thing. It is more longer term than people realise. If you do decide to go on, the likelihood of coming off is slim. You can come off, but then your natural testosterone levels will have to come back on at some point. They might never come back on. Most people do try to get them back on naturally if they do say want to come off and they have kids, or want to have kids, or say for example they just want to come off completely because they don't want to be on anymore. And again, a lot of people do see their natural testosterone levels or their natural production of testosterone come back. But again, is it worth that risk for you? Is it worth feeling shit coming off? Is it worth the side effects of having low testosterone for a little bit of time, waiting for it to come back on? For a lot of people, no, and they don't like that feeling, and that's what prompts people to then go back on, which is then where these cycles become an issue for people longer term. And there are side effects that you could be more prone to than another individual, and not everyone will react the same to a set amount. My 300 might be your 200, okay? But again, whatever you decide to do, please just do it safely, do it properly, get educated around this, and get help with it if you are going to decide to do it in the future. And if the risk to reward ratio is there, who am I to say don't do it? I'm just trying to make sure that you don't make a dumb decision and listen to the local fucking bodybuilder from the gym who's telling you to take X, Y, and Z for your first cycle. Because yes, I've heard of some fucking horror stories, and I've heard of some absolutely dumb cycles. So this video is prompted by hearing a lot of horror stories and a lot of issues that have been derived from PD use, from abuse. But yeah, that's going to be it for the video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. Hopefully you have stuck around to the end. And yeah, if you like this one, then please do drop the channel a subscribe. More videos are going to come. This is becoming a more frequent thing because you know what? I enjoy doing this. I enjoy talking to the camera. I enjoy giving you guys some content, something to watch. I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying YouTube. For, you know what? For the first time, because I've always been a little bit skeptical of the camera, talking to the camera longer term, and talking a bit too much talking a little bit too much on the camera was a little bit awkward before, but now it's becoming a bit more normal. So if you liked it, like the video, make sure you drop the channel a subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.